Family, I'm Keenan with Black Gay Table Talk. Again, we are on location here in Atlanta at the Artists in the Afternoon event. And like I said before, there's been all kinds of black and brown, queer, gay, and bi and trans excellence in the building all day. But what I do want you all to do is be introduced to another form of excellence in our community. He is an amazing person, founder of Shared Soil Productions, and just an amazing person. All these people are good people today, y'all. But nevertheless, Mr. Ronald Hinton. Ronald, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm pulling it together. Look, I've been in awe all day, starstruck, and literally just inspired, right? So, on the panel earlier, you had a lot of amazing things to say. But what I want to ask you though is in this journey of being a creative and trying to find your footing, what was that moment that you had that let you know what? This is this is it. This is it for me. I'm doing the right thing at the right time.
I think for me, it was really like my series. When that got released, you like the comments that I was getting from people saying that they saw themselves and that they could relate to the characters, or that there was a comment that said you're inspiring generations, and that was really powerful to me because I didn't go into creating this project thinking that. I just wanted to tell a story that I could see myself in. But also the film festival, I think that is equally something that's so rewarding and is reminding me that I'm on the right path. Whenever we are ending an event and we finish a film screening and the filmmakers come up to us afterward, or the audiences come up to us afterward and say, thank you for this space, thank you for giving me this platform, those always reaffirm that I'm on the right path.
Got it. Got it. I love that. So, how do you keep it balanced, right? So there are the demands of say mainstream media or the mainstream eyes that look on. But then there are those things that we know are going to feed our community, feed us culturally. So how do you keep that balance, or what checks do you give yourself to make sure that you're keeping it where it needs to be?
I think for me, I have a hard time with balance. I gotta be honest. For me, I think a lot of it. I'm trying to find that now and thinking about like when my other co-founder Brandon said on the panel earlier, really focusing on rest and how radical that can be. I'm trying to lean into that a little bit more because I think there's we live in so much of a hustle culture, and I think as an artist you have to constantly be hustling to really feel like you can sustain yourself just being an artist. And I don't feel like I've been able to get to that point yet, so it's constantly like, okay, let's do more so we can get there. But I also got to remember to sometimes sit back, relax, take a breath, take a break, take a vacation, to get inspired, to feel my best. Because if I'm not feeling my best, the ideas are not going to be flowing. Like, I'm not going to be able to do work that impacts other people. And so I think I'm still finding that balance.
Got it. You're not alone. As a matter of fact, let's take a breath right now. Close our eyes and just. Sometimes you have to just take those moments whenever you can, like real talk. So, when you look at the landscape of black and brown queer media, right? What are you seeing as far as any shifts that are happening? Or is there a shift?
I think for sure, I love seeing all of the independent work that's coming out. And now being someone who is facilitating a film festival, I see a lot more independent content. And that excites me. And the more that we get into the film festival, this is our third year, the more work that I'm starting to see, the better work that I'm starting to see. And I think that in terms of mainstream culture and entertainment, I don't think that there is as much diversity. I think diversity is actually shrinking in mainstream media when it comes to representation, especially behind the camera, because I think at one point we were at a and I think we still are here at times, but you see a lot of representation in front of the camera, but it's not always the people telling those stories. And it's super important for me, and this is why we created this festival and we're intentional about every film we screen is created by a queer and BIPOC person because these folks actually have the lived experiences to be telling these stories. It's not someone else writing a story for a community and then just putting a diverse face in front of it, you know? It's so much more nuanced, it's so much more genuine and authentic. And so what I want to see in mainstream media is more of these stories being able to be told, more funding being given to independent artists to be on bigger platforms because we have amazing stories to tell and there's so much talent out there, and so we just need the resources and. But we're doing it on our own, and even without those resources, we're still doing it on our own. It would just be nice to see it be celebrated a little bit more in with bigger budgets and in bigger platforms.
Yes, I agree. I agree. But to your point, we are doing it on our own. I could only imagine what it could look like if we had bigger budgets and bigger, sponsored. That would be phenomenal. But the key is we're doing it ourselves now. So we're creating that lane that we want for ourselves. And I think a lot of times, like I said, we need to take a step back and just recognize what we've done already and give ourselves a pat on the back sometimes, and not necessarily look for the mainstream pat on the back. So I think that's another great point to add too. But how can people follow you, follow the journey, and make sure that they're at that film festival that's coming up?
Yeah, sure thing. So you can follow me at Ronald Thomas Hinton as my personal social. You can also follow my series Natives the Series on socials and Queer Voices at Queer Voices NYC. And then this year's film festival is going to be held September 26th to the 28th at Manhattan's LGBT Center in West 13th Street. So if you're there, pull up. If not, it is virtual as well. So from wherever you are, you'll be able to access the film festival. Amazing films created by queer, black, and brown folks. And it's going to be a great time.
I love it. I love it. I was saying earlier, y'all are going to be my reason for coming to New York for the
Yes,
first time.
please. The
So,
first
the
time?
first
Oh my
time,
God, this is my
yeah.
first time in Atlanta.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do it, right? All right. So, again, family, uh, we know the impacts when we show up and show out for our community. So, make sure you're following, make sure you're showing up and supporting. A little goes a long way, especially for what we're trying to do. So, again, thanks for joining us.